Good morning, YouTube. Today is September the 11th, 2013. It is the 12th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks on New York and the Pentagon. 12 years later, people, we're still here. We are still fighting. I don't normally do videos like this because I tend to cry way too much, but I thought it was appropriate. I don't know why. After 12 years, I'm finally speaking out about this. On September 11th, 2001, I was in, what grade was I in? I was in my freshman year of high school. It was about 9 a.m. and I think I just left homeroom and I was heading to my first period class. For some reason, I feel like that was a study hall, but I know it wasn't. I think it was an English class I had that morning. And I was so tired and exhausted, and on the way to class, I kept hearing people talking about a plane exploding or a building being hit or something, and I didn't think much about it. Saying, well, shit happens. And got into my class, and my teacher had already had the TV set on. So I sat down and just laid my head down on the table preparing to go to sleep. And then I happened to glance up at the TV set, and I saw the Twin Towers. One was on fire. So I was sitting up, and I start watching this. I'm thinking, what the hell is going on? And then the second plane hits, and it's like, oh my God. We're being attacked again. Because you guys got to remember, that's not the first time that the World Trade Center was attacked. I didn't know what to think at the time. I was curious what was going on, but I also didn't want to know because I was terrified. As I moved on to my next class, which happened to be my child development class, my teacher immediately started talking about what was going on because she knew we all heard about it and everything because it was all over the news and all the teachers were talking about it. And the first thing out of her mouth was, we're going to take this time. We're going to skip our lesson today. We're going to take this time. We're going to talk about the children that are being affected by this. I lost it. I don't think I could sit there and think about it. But they let us out of school at 12 o'clock because this was so close to home. I mean, this was New York. This was happening not that far from where I lived at the time. Granted, I lived in this itty-bitty little tiny town called Bowmansville, which is so small, if you blink, you'd miss it. But still, New York is not that far from us. So we got let out of school at 12 o'clock, and on my way home, as I got off the bus, I can hear this noise, so I'm going to look up, and there's fucking fighter jets flying over us. They just flew right over me. I'm like, oh my God, we are seriously in trouble, aren't we? And I got home, my dad had a TV set on, he was watching everything. I'm like, oh my God, did you see this shit? And he's nodding, yeah. And then he tells me that not only did the towers get hit, but the Pentagon was hit too. And I couldn't believe it. And then the plane that crashed outside of Pittsburgh. I am extremely close to Pittsburgh. That is like the most horrifying thing you could think of because it is so close to your home. It is so close to your family and your children. You don't know what to think. When the towers fell, I couldn't do anything but cry. You think it's actually not that hard to believe that people would do something like this. There are sociopaths out there who would do anything for what they believe in. Us as Americans, we will do anything we will do anything for what we believe in. But shedding blood of innocent lives is not one of them. I don't know where I'm going with this because I'm going to start crying again. A year later, on the first year anniversary, we were in school, and it was about 9:02 a.m. Actually, no, we didn't have that. It wasn't at that time, though. We had our moment of silence around lunchtime at school because we had to get our lessons done. And I was in the lunchroom. Principal came over the speaker and said, "We're going to do our moment of silence now, so, shut up." And for a high school lunchroom, it is the noisiest place you'll ever be in because we don't shut up. Teenagers, we're noisy as hell and don't shut up. And as I'm standing there, no, I wasn't in the lunchroom. Sorry. I'm so confused now. I wasn't in the lunchroom. I was in my class, but I had a girlfriend who happened to be in that lunchroom for something else. But the entire school was dead silent. You could hear a pin drop. The entire school was that silent. I mean, we can usually hear the neighboring classrooms. You couldn't hear a damn thing. It was that fucking silent. And then, you sit here and you think about this, and it's like, why us? What did we do? What did those innocent people on those planes do? What did those people in the towers do to deserve this? 12 years later, guys, we're still mourning. 12 years later. We're mourning for our fallen firefighters. We're mourning for our fallen policemen. For the victims that were in those towers, those planes, the Pentagon. We're still mourning. But more than that, we're still fighting. We are fighting to be very strong. We're fighting to stand together as a nation, and we are. We're doing what Americans do. We're doing what anybody would fucking do. We are standing here for our right, for our freedom. We are standing strong. We will not fall. But unfortunately, we have a dumbass fucking president who wants us to fall again. Granted, I have no right to even bitch and complain about President Obama because I didn't even vote. I'm not registered to vote. I've never voted for a president ever. I'm 28 years old. You think I should start voting? And I think after this, I'm going to start voting because Obama wants to start I can't even talk. World War III with Syria. He takes away our right to bear arms and gives it to sadistic fucking terrorists who gut their enemies and eat their fucking hearts and livers out. Seriously, you want to give our assault rifles to them? No American should be allowed to have an assault rifle. We have no right to fucking protect ourselves. But you want to take our freedom away and give it to those psychopaths. Alright, guys, September 11th. It has come and gone. It is 12 years later. We will never forget. We will always stand strong. And my hearts and prayers go out to everybody who was ever affected by this. Whether you knew one of the firefighters or the policemen, or you knew somebody who was in the towers or on those planes. My heart and prayers will always go out to you. I think that's going to conclude this video today. So this is Trinity 20 saying love, peace, and blessings to everybody out there on this anniversary of a tragic event, the day America cried. Because that's what we did. We all cried. Later days, guys.